no, I'm fine. Like, I don't want anything. I just want to go back to work. I just want to go back to work, right? Put a finger down if you sell cars for a living and you were kidnapped by a man and woman while on a test drive. Story time. Disclaimer, I'm a car sales content creator and this video is for entertainment purposes and may or may not be true. This happened on a Saturday where I had an appointment for a car that I had already sold, like took a deposit on. They wanted to come in to test drive the car, right? When they came in, they had asked me, oh, like, did you eat lunch? And I'm like, oh, like, no, I'm fine. It's okay. And they're like, oh, like, no, like, let's grab lunch. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. Like, it's okay. Because I knew they weren't taking the car that day. So I didn't want to spend a lot of time considering that it's Saturday, right? So I have the car pulled up. I have the car cleaned. I have the car all ready for us to take on a test drive, right? So they're by the coffee machine. There was no milk in the coffee machine. I tell them, hey, if you'd like, sorry for the inconvenience, we could go to Dunkin'. Dunkin' is right next door to the dealership, right? So anyway, we get into the car. I start directing the person driving the car. I'm like, take a left, make a right, and then make a right. So now we're officially on the road, right? So now instead of continuing for my next direction, they decide to like take a U-turn because they're like, oh, I'm just gonna take a U-turn. I want to take it on the highway. So I'm like, okay, fine, like no problem. So we start driving on the highway and we're on Southern State. So the exits are like far apart, right? So we're coming up on the first exit. So I'm like, hey, like you can exit east going this way, right? They tell me, oh, hey, no, I want to drive it a little bit further, get the car up to speed. So I'm like, okay, like no problem. Like, what am I supposed to say? I'm in the back seat, right? So I'm in the back seat and then all of a sudden they go, oh, I like your videos, by the way. And I say, oh, thank you. Like, I really appreciate it, right? And they go, oh, I really like the video that you made about me. It was funny. So I was like, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate the feedback, right? We keep driving, right? So I'm like, okay, like a little bit weird, right? So now we're coming up to another exit. You can go east LIE, which is where my GPS is telling me to go back to dealership, or you can go like Jones Beach, right? So I just wait for a second to see which direction they're going to go, and they go towards Jones Beach. So I'm like, okay, weird, right? So we're coming up to the next exit. So I'm like, hey, like, you can take this exit here, like on the right. And they're like, hey, like, I really just want to bring it up to speed. I just want to really drive the car. Again, what am I supposed to say? So we keep driving, right? So at this point, I get uncomfortable. Like, I'm uncomfortable. I text one of my coworkers, hey, I'm on a test drive. I'm uncomfortable. I'm fine, AKA, like, I'm still alive, but I started sharing my location with them, right? That's one, right? I'm a woman. I'm by myself in a back seat with a man and a woman. And like, it's making me uncomfortable that you're not like listening to my directions. This hasn't happened to me before. Like, so all the things start going through my head. Like, I start thinking about how when I originally met them, they asked to deal specifically with a woman. So like, I'm getting uncomfortable, right? I even start thinking like, okay, if I had to open this car door, am I tucking and rolling? What's going to happen? So like my brain starts going to all these weird places. We continue driving. They ask me again if like, hey, like, are you sure you don't want lunch or anything? I'm like, I'm fine. Like at this point, I think I noticeably like I'm weird. But like, who wouldn't be, right? So we finally get off an exit and then they tell me, hey, I'm just going to bring the car to a friend to have them check it out, right? So like all I said was okay. Because again, what am I supposed to say? Like I'm in the back seat here, right? But my thing is like, you already brought someone with you to check out the car once, not once, but twice. So like, why is someone else checking it out, right? So now we keep driving and now we start driving down like residential like area. So I'm like, where are we going? And they tell me that we're going to a mechanic shop. So then I said, hey, like not for nothing, you could have told me this. Like you could have told me this. It wouldn't have been a problem. And the reason why I had an issue with it is because you obviously didn't tell me because you thought that the answer would be no, I'm assuming. So now we pull up to this mechanic shop, right? We're at least like 25 minutes away from the dealership. They get out of the car, they talk to the mechanic. He's like, oh, the car looks clean or whatever. And they say, hey, like, Ashley's in the back seat because I'm like, I'm responsible for this car. So I don't really want to be with them. So I decided to just stay with the mechanic. So, right. So I tell the mechanic, hey, like, sorry for being standoffish. I had no idea this was happening. I thought this was a normal test drive. And I have no idea why we're even here in the first place. So like, he's like, really? Like, I told them to tell you, like, this is a normal thing. And I was like, yeah, I know. So mechanic gives his like wave of approval. We get back in the car to go back to dealership. Then they go like, oh, like, did you see a Dunkin'? And I'm like, no, I didn't see a Dunkin', like, whatever. And then they're like, oh, actually there's a Dunkin' up here. And they're like, oh, like, let me get you a coffee. And I'm like, I'm okay. Like, I'm fine. They're like, no, I insist. Like, let me grab you something. I'm like, no, I'm fine. Like, I don't want anything. I just want to go back to work. I just want to go back to work. Right? And then they're like, oh, like, I insist. They're like, not even a donut. And I was like, okay, fine. a donut, right? So then I was gonna stay in the car, but they were gonna leave the AC on for me. And I'm like, listen, I'm not a dog, I'm not a kid. Let me get out. Like, all right, let me try to be respectful. I'm safe. I made it, right? So we get out the car, and again, they start picking the car apart. And I was like, let's talk about this at the dealership. Like, take me back to work, right? So long story short, I get a donut, I get back in the back seat, we drive back to work, right? So I'm back at work, so I say, hey, thank you for bringing me back safe. And then they made a joke like, oh, you make it seem like I'm a bad driver. No, I made it seem like I was gone from work for an hour to a place that I didn't know where I was going, right? Long story short, right? Because remember, I'm only telling my experience, things that happen with me. Long story short, this client no longer wants to work with me as their salesperson, which I think is a blessing. So if you're watching this video, if you're watching this video, they've picked up the car, right? But not with me. But if you're watching this video, I think that's the best thing that could have happened for me. So yeah, that's like another behind the scenes on what it's like to sell cars.